how do you use a multimeter to measure resistance? So I've got a multimeter here. First thing you want to check is you always want the black plug to be in the common slot. And then there's two slots where the red plug can be in. It can either be in the top slot, which on this multimeter is just for measuring currents less than 10 amps. Or the next plug is for measuring volts, ohms, or milliamps. So I'm measuring resistance, which is ohms, so I want to put this one here, okay? And then you'll notice the different sections of the multimeter. This section over here is measuring volts, and that symbol with the straight line means voltage from direct current sources. This would be for alternating current, so we're not going to use that. This section over here would be for measuring amps, and each of these is a limit. So this is up to 200 milliamps, up to 20 milliamps, up to 2000 microamps, up to 200 microamps. And then this section over here is for measuring ohms. You can see the omega symbol right there. This is for measuring up to 2,000, there's the K, so that's actually 2 million ohms. That's for up to 200,000 ohms, up to 20,000 ohms, up to 2,000 ohms, and up to 200 ohms. We would expect the resistance of an ordinary Christmas light like this to be like less than 10 ohms. So we're going to move the dial to here, which measures resistances up to 200 ohms, okay? And then this just has a number 1 displaying, which is to say, you know, I'm ready to measure resistance, but you haven't connected me to anything yet. And then this multimeter has a battery inside of it that's going to apply a very small voltage across the two ends here so that whatever is placed between, it can measure the resistance of that. So the best way to do this is to take a light and to touch one end here. I usually just cover it with my thumb, to touch the other end here. And then the light's not going to turn on because the multimeter isn't applying enough voltage across it, but it is applying enough to measure the resistance. And so you can see down here on the screen that this particular light has a resistance of about 4.2 ohms. Okay, can you see that here? 4.2 ohms, or 4.1. Okay, and then I can measure, you know, another light. And I mean, these lights are manufactured from the same company, so I would expect the resistance, not just that they're manufactured from the same company, but that they're actually manufactured according to the same specifications. So I would expect the resistance of this light to be pretty darn similar. And it's might take a while. So this one's narrowing down to about 4.1 ohms. Okay, so that's how to use a multimeter, and specifically the ohm meter function of it, to measure the resistance of an ordinary holiday light.